President Muhammadu Buhari meets judiciary, harps on speedy dispensation of justice in corruption cases. First Ladies of Economic Community of West African States advocate better health for women and children in the region. Russia 2018 countdown to Nigeria's Super Eagles and Chipolopolo of Zambia's historic match in Uyo. A warm welcome to NTA Network News. I am Ayinde Shuaga. In our Lagos Network Center is Ademola Adeoye, and in Sokoto Network Center is Salamatu Umar Abdullahi. Super Eagles of Nigeria and their Zambia counterparts have a date with history as they go into the crucial 2018 World Cup qualifier on Saturday. Musbao Dan Wahab gives us a preview of the match with potential to set new records.
It's the final stage of preparation for the crucial 2018 World Cup qualifier against the Chipolopolo of Zambia. And the Eagles are aiming to fly high as they seek their 6th World Cup appearance. Standing between them and Russia 2018 is the Copper Bullets of Zambia, who are gunning for their first qualification since they began the quest in 1970. With 10 points, the Nigeria side are at the summit of Group B, but they need maximum 3 points against the Zambians to secure the ticket, with one more game to spare.
We were hungry against Cameroon. We are hungrier against the Zambians because we are very close now to the World Cup, and the boys want to make sure that the race ends when we have the advantage.
The Zambians last tasted victory against Nigeria at this level in a friendly game in 1997 and 32 years ago in a competitive game.
And it's a goal! It's in!
The coach is doing everything with the players, and then the players too, they are responding very well. And then, you know, we don't have injury worries.
Riding on the back of their back-to-back wins against Algeria, the Chipolopolo on 7 points also need all the points at stake against the Eagles to realize their 47-year-old dream. Coach Wetsin Inyirenda of Zambia has been popular talking tough to rock the boat of the 3-time African champions, but the Gernot Rohr-led Nigerian team says the talking will be done on the pitch. Will the Eagles go down, or will they fly above the firepowers of the Zambians? That is to be decided on the center pitch of the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium on Saturday. From Uyo, Musbao and Wahab, NTA News.
Joining us now from our Uyo studios is Super Eagles technical advisor, Gernot Rohr. We're glad to have you join us on NTA Network News. I say, how prepared are your boys for tomorrow's encounter?
Prepared. We started the preparation already 1 week ago in Abuja, coming to Uyo on Monday, and everybody was here already on Tuesday. We had some very good training sessions. We have the same boys who did so well against the Cameroon. So we are very confident because the spirit of the team is very good, and also the fitness of the players is okay. So normally we'll have a good game, but we know it will be a difficult game because Zambia has also a very good team.
Tell me, how motivated are the players?
Going to the World Cup is a wonderful motivation. Everybody wants to go there. It is very important for each player and each member of the staff. It's very important for the country also to be there. It's the biggest rendezvous of football in the world. So we are happy that tomorrow eventually we can be qualified. We are not sure because you never know what can happen in a football game, but I think we are ready. We are at home. We did well in the last games, and there is no reason to doubt this team.
The Zambians need the points to make history. How confident are you of victory?
Oh, they must win. If they don't win, it's finished for them. If we win, we can celebrate already. If there is a draw, I think we are through too also, because we have a very good goal average. We have 5 goals better than them. So I think a minimum a draw, but we want to win and to go to World Cup already tomorrow to be sure. We have in Uyo a wonderful stadium. We have the support of a big crowd. We have confidence now. We have also the support of all the country, I know. And it would be happy for the football team and for Football Federation that 1 week after the celebration of independence of this wonderful country, we could celebrate other time together.
Thank you. Now, what message do you have for Nigerians?
They will be very, very motivated. And I think we must have a little patience. If the things are not coming immediately, if the goals are not coming immediately, must have some patience. Support the team. And yes, or what I can say that everybody will give his best. The players, the staff, the medical team, everybody is involved since every time for this game, and especially a goalkeeper who is sick in England. There's a big sickness in the moment. We spoke with him tonight, Carl Ikpeme, and we would like to do it for him.
Thank you very much, Super Eagles technical advisor, Gernot Rohr. The match between Super Eagles of Nigeria and Zambia will be live on the NTA network service tomorrow, Saturday, at 4:30 in the afternoon. Proactive measures have been put in place by the Bayelsa State government and other agencies to curtail spread of the monkeypox disease. The measures include planned distribution of sanitizers to all public places, while a committee has been set up to deal with any emerging issues. No death has so far been recorded. Senam Bamigboye reports.
The monkeypox was first identified in an 11-year-old boy in Abuja, Yenagua, Bayelsa State. 13 suspected cases were reported, including a medical doctor. 8 were admitted, but 3 have already been discharged, while 5 are under intensive care. Chief Medical Director, Niger Delta Teaching Hospital, Professor Dimio Ogoina, confirmed this in Yenagua.
So far admitted about 5 patients. 3 of those patients have been discharged. They are doing well, including a medical doctor.
Commissioner for Health, Professor Ebitimitola Etebu, says stakeholders have been alerted.
We have mobilized through WHO, we mobilized all stakeholders, Nigerian Center for Disease Control, Afinet, and they are doing all that is necessary to ensure that we break the transmission of the infection.
The Federal Medical Center Yenagua has given out numbers in cases of emergency. In Yenagua, Senam Bamigboye, NTA News.
The Nigeria Center for Disease Control has so far confirmed 13 cases of persons infected with monkeypox in Bayelsa State. Chief Executive Officer of the center, Dr. Chikwe Ihekweazu, disclosed this while shedding light on the outbreak of the disease on NTA program Good Morning Nigeria. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Apart from the 13 cases on ground, it has also been confirmed that no death has been recorded. It is against this backdrop that Dr. Ihekweazu is restating that the outbreak is a fairly mild disease.
For some reason that we don't fully understand, when there's interaction between animals and humans, especially when animals happen to be sick, that virus jumps from the animal to the human. In this case, we do suspect it was transmitted from a sick monkey, but we're not 100% sure because this thing's a bit difficult to explain. So once that happens, what happens then is there's a possibility of transmission in human population.
He disclosed that a team of officials from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control has been deployed to Bayelsa State over the last 10 days to support healthcare workers in the state in combating the outbreak.
One of our critical appeal messages today is, listen, always use your gloves, always practice basic infection prevention and control. Then our message, one last point to family members, is when you're ill, when you have ill members of the family, please take them to a hospital.
Spots on faces and palms are common symptoms of the disease, in addition to headache and fever. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Wife of the President, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, has joined other First Ladies of the Economic Community of West African States in a strong advocacy for the elimination of obstetric fistula and other related health issues affecting women and children in the sub-region. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabir reports that this was at the just concluded 2017 edition of the ECOWAS First Ladies Forum, which took place in Niamey, Niger Republic.
The 2017 edition of the ECOWAS First Ladies Forum was built on three main themes. These include the need for the response to the elimination of obstetric fistula in West African sub-region, the desire for a strategic framework for strengthening child protection system, as well as the fight against female genital mutilation. The forum brought together stakeholders from the 14 ECOWAS member states and other development partners from the UNICEF, UNFPA and the African Union, and it provided platform to brainstorm on the tripartite issues with a view to providing appropriate measures to protecting and supporting women suffering from health-related conditions.
We're here to kick out obstetric fistula from West Africa, and I think the quit notice has been given by all their excellencies, the wives of the heads of states and the presidents.
The First Lady of the Niger Republic, Malika Isufu, who is also the convener of the event, expressed appreciation to particularly the Nigerian delegation, which she said is a step to addressing the numerous challenges of women and children in the region.
To develop a kind of network as well as a sustainable partnership whereby the African First Lady will come out in with common voice and common vision.
Especially in the northern part of Nigeria, we have a lot of cases like that. And with this conference that we're here today, we'll be able to learn a lot to take home and impact on our people.
The forum also advocates the formulation of a strong recommendation for the effective integration of the fight against female genital mutilation in the legislative framework that protect and promote the right of women and girls in Niamey, Niger Republic. Aliyu Kabir, NTA News.
In Africa, children living with special needs usually appear to be facing a life sentence as they end up in confinement, thereby damaging their self-esteem and ability to acquire relevant social skills. In Nigeria, Hayat Foundation in recent time has been working towards changing this trend. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday tells us more.
They face different challenges, ranging from how to take care of their daily activities to societal stigmatization and discrimination.
You ask somebody to help you look at something, the person will feel maybe you need something for it, or at times you go to the mosque or church in order to worship. Some people will feel you want to beg.
As the world marks 2017 Cerebral Palsy Day, founder of the Hayat Foundation is taking advantage of the day to encourage families caring for children with special needs not to be despaired, saying that with the right therapy and education, the victims can fulfill their dreams.
As I talk about the special needs community, it's important for you all to understand that I qualify in healing. I find closure because I live with my son every day. I cherish him, I love him so much.
The group appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari to assent to the Nigerian Disability Bill as it will address the numerous challenges facing people living with disability, at the same time giving them a sense of belonging. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday, NTA News.
With us now in the studio to shed more light on the issue in focus is the wife of the governor of Kogi State and founder Hayat Foundation, Hajia Amina Yaya Bello. Thanks for joining us, ma'am.
Thank you for having me in the program.
Now, share with us your experience as a parent and as an advocate of positive attitude towards children with disability.
As a parent, it's noteworthy that it's quite challenging raising a special child. It can be expensive, But most importantly, the challenge thereof is the stigma from the society. I've been fortunate to have a very supportive husband in the person of my husband, Alhaji Haya Bello, the Executive Governor of Kogi State. He's been there all the way, you know, supporting me through thick and thin, you know. And I've also been fortunate enough to have a supportive extended family as well that has really helped in helping me nurture Hayat. But for the most part, the attitude from our modern day society has not really made things easier. If you see parents locking their wards behind closed door or not wanting anyone to know that they have a special child, it's simply because as a society we still live in denial. You know, it's important for the public to understand that it's simply a neurological injury that affects the motor function or the speech, you know, of a child. It's not communicable, neither is it contagious in any way. So people should feel free to relate with those children, show love, show compassion, and be more loving to both the parents as well as the child living
What are those wrong attitudes and perceptions in the Nigerian society that need to be changed towards children with special needs?
I think it's stigma. Top on it, is stigma. When people stare at you in this weird way as if you're a form of an alien, or maybe you must have done something terrible to have deserved these children. You know, in the end, it's important we understand as a society that God has created us in His own image, you know, and we all have our calling. God may want to test us in different ways. For those faith believers, it's important to know that we cannot question God when it comes to the choice of children He gives to us. But our duty, our role as parents is to nurture them, to give them the best we can and guide them through life. So to this end, I want to urge Nigerians and indeed Africa to become more embracing, more loving. They should show empathy, they should show love, they should show compassion. You know, the next time you go out there and you come across a mother or a child, whether disabled or that have special need, just going close to them and saying, hello, how are you? Do you need any help? You know, it will go a long way in soothing that mother, to go a long way in healing the mom. But when you stare at a parent or stare at a child in this, you know, terrible way, it's a whole lot, and it can be very, very overwhelming.
Now, quickly, what role do you think government should play for children with special needs?
The very number one role I would want to appeal to government at various levels at this point to do is, first of all, the National Disability Bill. You know, it's very important for Mr. President, in person of President Muhammadu Buhari, to please ensure that he gives his assent to this bill and they are passed into law. To this end, it will be easier for parents to seek a redress in the event that their rights are trampled upon. It's also important for NGOs, be it FIDA and other relevant agencies to give priority when it comes to their pro bono cases to special needs. Then finally, it's very important that public places, public institutions are made wheelchair accessible. Religious organizations, churches and mosques in particular, should make this place is wheelchair accessible. The banks should be wheelchair accessible, and every other public institution, just like is observed in other climes, say Europe and America.
Thank you so much, Hajia Amina Yahya Bello.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate your gesture.
Abia State University Teaching Hospital, Aba, shut down services while patients were discharged as workers embark on industrial action till further notice to press home their demand for non-payment of 8th month's salary arrears. Comfort Time reports.
That was the cry of a pregnant woman in labor admitted at midnight, but now without medical attention. This is the Abia State University Teaching Hospital Aba premises, and we've actually gone around the ward and department which are under lock and key. From what we gathered, people are just helpless, especially the patients who have actually been advised to move to other private hospitals here in Aba where they can receive adequate medical attention while the industrial action lasts.
I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I don't know where I will take my baby to. Yeah.
The union executive who reacted to the situation alongside Samuel Kalu, who led the negotiations, said the outcome of a meeting held this Thursday with the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Abia State, Nwachukwu Agomo, triggered the industrial action which began at midnight. They maintained that if the state government is able to pay for 3 months out of the 8 months owed them as promised, the strike will be called off. Otherwise, there is no going back.
They were last paid in January 2017.
If they pay us today, we suspend the strike today. If they pay us next year, we suspend it next year.
The industrial action cut across the 4 different unions under the Joint Action Committee, JAC. Meanwhile, negotiation is ongoing with the state government for a possible way forward. In Aba, Comfort Ayim, NT News.
President Muhammadu Buhari is advocating a more result-oriented approach by the nation's judicial system towards speedy dispensation of justice, especially on cases of corruption and economic sabotage. Receiving in audience justices of the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, and heads of other judicial organs on a courtesy visit, the president also expressed worry over the congestion of prisons, which he described as a national scandal. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
The lordships led by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogen, were in the State House to formally rejoice with President Muhammadu Buhari over the restoration of his health status and ability to carry on with the implementation of the promising change agenda. The highly elected president commended the Chief Justice of Nigeria for tremendously supporting the fight against corruption through various initiatives, including the setting up of special courts for speedy trial of corruption cases. He, however, said, in view of the magnitude of the problem and its negative impact on the economy, well-being and image of the country, more needs to be done.
Heads of courts should designate in their various jurisdictions 1 or more courts as special courts to speedily try corruption and financial crime cases, and for Supreme Court and Court of Appeal to fix special dates each week for hearing and determining appeals from special courts. When people believe that their cases will be speedily and justifiably treated, I'm telling you, they will mind their own business.
The stability of the country, he said, largely depends on the judiciary and the police, warning, however, that if these critical organs of government are found to have weak points known to the public, justice can hardly be served, and lawlessness as well as impunity will take center stage.
If we try to mention the amount of money we spent on the Northeast and what is costing us to maintain relative stability in the Niger Delta, the elite will hide its face in shame. We have just started working, and we hope God in His infinite mercy will give Nigerians the patience to tolerate us.
President Muhammadu Buhari also expressed concern over the rate of prison congestion, describing as bad and embarrassing that the average waiting period for every suspected detainee is now 5 years.
Urgent new measures should be put in place to speedily decongest prisons, not only in the interest of justice, but to save costs of prison maintenance and welfare of prisoners. It is a national scandal that many prisons are overcrowded by up to 90%.
He assured the justices that the federal government is not unmindful of the daunting challenges being faced by the judiciary and promised that the improved budgetary condition to the sector will be sustained. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogen, expressed delight over the significant improvement in the health condition of the president and thanked God for his mercies to Nigeria.
For a change, we will continue to do our best
discharge our constitutional responsibilities.
In the meantime, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Dr. Ibe Kachuku, was in the State House for the second time since his letter to the President over some contracts by the NNPC was leaked to the public. He, however, declined comment when confronted by newsmen on his mission. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved a 13-member governing board for the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FERMA. Mr. Tunde Lemo will serve as chairman of the board. Engineer Nuruddin Abdurrahman Rafindadi, Buba Silas Abdullahi, Babagana Muhammad Aji, Engineer Shehu Usman Abdullahi, and Loretta Ngozi Chukwu Aniagolu are members. Others are Mujahidu Stanley Dako, Vincent Oladapo Kolawole, Engineer Chukwunike Chukwunwike Uzo, Mrs. Olubumi Shinyobola, Abdurazak Maji, Saidu Abdul Kadir, and ACM Peter Osawe. The appointments are subject to the confirmation of the Senate. The statement signed by the Special Assistant Director, Press, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mohammed Nakraji, says President Buhari also approved the reappointment of Engineer Peter Eweso as the Managing Director of the Nigerian Electricity Management Service Agency, NEMSA. His reappointment is for a final term of 4 years in accordance with the Extant Act and took effect from October 2017. You can watch this news live online via NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Central Bank of Nigeria said to commence implementation of Accelerated Agriculture Development Scheme to create more jobs. Details of this and more after this break.
From 1967 to 1970, Nigeria went through a horrifying civil war. It didn't matter who was wrong or right. Everybody suffered. Those who fought that war say it should never happen again.
So a lot of people will say, but you were leading the first one. Yes, I led the first one. I don't think a second one is necessary. We should have learned from that first one. Otherwise, the dead would have been to no avail, would all have been in vain.
The words of our elders are full of wisdom.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Let's pepper them. So tell somebody to tell everybody to come join Timaya, baby. And they bring too much sauce. Glow Mega Music Talk. It's gonna be a mad over your 10.
You're ready to win a show stoppers.
I'm your host for the biggest show ever.
If you miss the store, you're gonna miss everything. So join me, guys. Let's turn it up.
We'll be storming across Nigeria. I won't be anywhere else.
Everyone who is anyone is going to be there. All Nigeria's A-list musicians. One big stage.
Live and direct.
Glow Mega Music Tour. All over Nigeria.
So watch out because we dey come.
Let's go!
It's the Glow Mega Music Tour with your favorite anchors and special guest stars. It's gonna be untamed. Text music and your preferred location to 207. Use 2,000 Naira Glow airtime in 1 month to stand in line for your free ticket. So what are you waiting for? The Glow Mega Music Tour.
Glow Unlimited.
Nigeria is a strong emerging world economy with a population of over 170 million people. With the diligent work of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, in line with the federal government's economic diversification agenda, SON has put in place accredited laboratories to ensure that made in Nigeria products meet international standards and ready for export. SON regularly conducts products registration, certifications, factory inspections, monitoring, a metrology laboratory to get accurate measurements, while SONCAP checks the conformity of imported products and the SON Legal Act to prosecute offenders. Don't sell and don't buy substandard products. Before you buy, look well. See something, say something, or call these numbers. SON, improving life through standards.
The 17th Regular National Council of Women Affairs and Social Development with the theme Peaceful Society and Social Investment, a Frontier Approach to Sustainable Development, scheduled to hold as follows. Date 8 to 13th October 2017. Venue Jinji Yakura Hotel, Benin Kebi Road, Sokoto. Time 9 a.m. daily. The main council will be presided by the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Senator Aisha Jumai Al-Hassan. On Thursday, 12th October 2017. Mrs. Ifoma N. Anabogu, Permanent Secretary, Announcer.
Give me the value pack. Helen!
You do great value shopping.
Absolutely. I'm a champion at getting value.
Then you must have bought the Harpic 200 ml.
Why Harpic when I have this?
Even after applying them 10 times, they won't give a sparkling clean toilet.
Impossible.
Challenge. Detergent and bleach can't give a sparkling clean toilet even after 10 times. But Harpic 200 ml gives a sparkling clean toilet at one go.
Wow!
Harpic 200 ml. Real deal. Now only 200 naira.
This must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now, through our technology. LG OLED TV.
Hot and dry condition causes the body to sweat, which attracts germs that are easily passed from one person to another. Dettol Cool combines Dettol's protection and an invincible icy feel for super cool confidence. Use Dettol Cool.
Do you know that the Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant. To achieve our creed as we promise, we shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure that rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption, and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
First half. And it's 2-0. 2-0 for Nigeria. Nacho managers have been fantastic dribble. He seems to almost be relaxed and having fun as he slices through the defence.
Welcome back to NTA Network News. The Central Bank of Nigeria is set to commence the implementation of the Accelerated Agriculture Development Scheme announced by President Muhammadu Buhari last week. This initiative, implemented on behalf of the federal government, is in collaboration with state governments and expected to create 37,000 jobs nationwide, including the Federal Capital Territory. Musa Baba Aliyu has details.
The Accelerated Agricultural Development Scheme aims at addressing unemployment among youth and will be implemented under the Anchor Borrowers Program, targeted primarily at unemployed youth between the ages of 18 and 35 years old. Benefiting youth will be equipped and trained on modern farming techniques in crop production and livestock, processing and marketing. Federal Ministry of Agriculture and state government are expected to provide arable land, basic infrastructure, efficient extension services, training and monitoring of the beneficiaries.
In some places we'll be doing some dams and lakes to get a second crop, and then we provide advice so that when these young people go into agri, they don't lose money.
With
more support, financing, and better cooperation with each other, we can deepen and expand the production, thereby creating employment.
The ADS is a developmental initiative of the federal government.
Central Bank Governor is optimistic that the initiative will boost Nigeria's economy from agriculture through embracing modern farming practices as well as reduce cost of production.
The CBN on its part will provide financing at single-digit interest rates.
We have done a pilot in both Kebbi and Jigawa State, and some of the youths that are engaged in agriculture today, if you tell them to go back and look for jobs, they will just laugh at you.
In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The federal government is to partner with Malaysia's Jatropha Agropolitan Development in an effort to combat the effect of climate change and global warming in the country. A memorandum of understanding has been signed by the two countries to actualize this. Basi Taikbang reports.
Nigeria is targeting 20% reduction of carbon emission by 2030 with the support of international community. This is based on the country's challenges of desert encroachment, gully erosion, and flood resulting from the impact of climate change. The Memorandum of Understanding is expected to enable the partners provide low-carbon technology aimed at mitigating climate change, global warming, while providing alternative sources of power supply.
This is an eventful moment because the federal government, headed by the President Muhammadu Buhari, has been talking about repositioning our economy by way of diversification.
The agreement entails Jatropha, the provision of biofuels, additives, briquettes, and waste-to-energy plants for the generation of green electricity for the country. Basi Taikbang, NTA News.
Experts on biofuel have advocated extensive research into viable alternative to sustainable energy demand with less environmental impact. They were speaking on NTA's program Good Morning Nigeria while discussing developing biofuel technology in Nigeria. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Experts maintained that biofuel is not replacing fossil fuel, but playing a complementary role towards ensuring a safer environment, among others.
Transport sector that burns a lot of the fossil fuel generates huge, about almost 43% of global carbon emission. Now, and those who signed, for instance, the INDCs, over 85% of the country said, look, we can reduce carbon emission through transport sector. When you mix when you do fuel blending with biofuel, it reduces carbon emission.
While re-emphasizing that the use of Jatropha is the catalyst for biofuel, the guest disclosed that 2 agreements have been signed with the Kaduna State government for Jatropha plantation and subsequent development of biofuel technology.
And we just need a blending tank to do it. Do not even have to have infrastructure or refining. No need. That's simple. This technology is called nano-emulsion and polarization. In layman language, polarization means rearrangement of atoms, positive and negative ions, which mean we can turn anything to become anything.
The initiative, which is already a success story in some other climes, they reiterated, is achievable in Nigeria. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Deputy Canadian High Commissioner to Nigeria says Canada is set to explore investment opportunities with strategic partners in Rivers State. The diplomat, James Christopher, said this is an investment exploration visit to Delema Oil, an indigenous oil exploration company operating in Rivers State. Onyegie Fineface has details.
The Canadian Deputy High Commissioner is of the opinion that Rivers State is indeed peaceful and has the required potentials to attract foreign investment from partners in Canada. His visit is therefore to commence the building of mutually beneficial relationships between investors in Canada and partners in Nigeria like Delema Oil.
There are potential strategic alliances to be formed with Canadian companies, and I know that. And part of our job is to come here and make sure we meet people like yourself and understand companies like this one and all the others you mentioned who provide services to that industry to see where those strategic alliances rest.
The Belema oil business model built on the values of wealth creation and community involvement in the oil and gas sector is a contributory factor to the interests of Canada in Nigeria's Niger Delta region. This community-centered operational model has so far resulted in the company's intervention through the provision of potable water, electricity, access roads, educational infrastructure, and financing, as well as job creation for several youth in its areas of operation.
And ever since I came in, the communities around have been very friendly. The youths within the operating areas have been very friendly. The government has been so supportive. We are also happy to say here that we will be very, very okay to partner with, investors from Canada to come in and then form a strategic alliance with Belema Oil and other service providers that are also looking forward to building, their competence base.
Beyond boardroom discussions, the Canadian delegation, alongside other business partners, visited some sites of Belema Oil still under construction. In Port Harcourt, Onengiye Fineface, NTA News.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has expressed satisfaction with the enabling business environment created by the Cross River State government to woo investors to the state. The minister stated this while on a courtesy visit to the governor in Government House, Calabar. Anthony Forsin has details.
Minister, while commending the Cross River State government, said the state has carved a niche for itself by putting Nigeria on the global map with tourism, especially the Calabar Carnival, and the promotion of the creative industry, a situation that he said has attracted investors to the state and making them develop confidence.
The Calabar festival, I think, has become one of the biggest brands for Nigeria today. And this says that this is a government that believes that the greatest strength of any country is human resources. And the creative industry in Cross River in particular, I think it's one of the best. I mean, after Lagos and a few, I don't think any state really, has done as much for the creative industry as, Cross Rivers.
Responding, the Cross River State Governor, Professor Ben Ayade, restated that the state provides a unique business environment for investors. As Calabar, he said, is adjudged the safest city to live in Nigeria.
We believe that we must partner with you in a haste to ensure that Cross River State leads this direction. Appropriately, therefore, Cross River State is going to do everything possible to ensure that we have a very harmonious working environment. Like the minister have mentioned, it is important for us to create that environment. And you're working with a government that understands business, because I come from a business background.
The minister was in company of the Chairman Senate Committee on Information, Senator Suleiman Adokwe, Senator Shehu Sani, Senator Ma Onwabua, and the Director General, Nigerian Broadcasting Commission. In Calabar, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
The Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Association, NAFOA, says making women and youths across the country self-reliant is a goal that it intends to achieve through its skills acquisition program. NAFOA National President Hajia Hafsat Abubakar re-echoed this at the graduation ceremony for 150 beneficiaries in Port Harcourt. Defense correspondent Isaac Nkuma reports that the Chief of Air Staff and other dignitaries were at the occasion.
It is the 5th graduation ceremony in the series of NAFOA Skills Acquisition Program since it took off 2 years ago. The beneficiaries here, comprising 75 women and 75 youths, most of them girls, went through a 10-week training in various vocations. In line with its motto, Service to Humanity, the NAFOA Skills Acquisition Program is part of the association's corporate social responsibility to dependents of Air Force personnel in the barracks, as well as women, widows, and youths of their host communities.
Our hope is that when we actually empower a woman, you have empowered the whole family, because women are the bedrock of the family.
I am also aware that you have extended this gesture to IDPs in the Northeast
I'd like to take that to our different schools. That's my focus, to get the children involved and get them engaged.
Some of the beneficiaries speak on the impact of the program.
I have my proposal. I want to open a cyber cafe, but I will start with a business center where I will do typesetting, photocopying, and other things.
Though before now, I know I cannot do some kind of baking, but right now, I can bake very well.
They express optimism that such gestures will promote peace and curb crimes. So far, over 800 persons have benefited from the program. As they graduate, each beneficiary gets a starter pack for the particular trade which they trained for. On the sidelines of the event, the Chief of Air Staff inspected ongoing works at the base medical center. In Port Harcourt, Isaac Nkuma, NTA News.
For more on agriculture now, as we join Ademola in our Lagos network studio.
Thank you, Aide. Good evening and a warm welcome to Lagos. The need for Nigerians to have access to safe and quality agro-product consumption in line with global standards has been stressed. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Audu Ogbe, stated this in an address he presented at a sensitization program on agricultural quality control for southwest states in Lagos. Rotimi Oluwagbemi compiled this report.
The minister, who was represented by the coordinating director, Nigeria Agricultural Quarantine Services, Vincent Isigbe, said the nationwide advocacy on quality control and standardization of agricultural commodities is targeted at farmers and stakeholders in the food industry. The aim is to inculcate in them the culture of agro-quality and safety.
There is no better time now to mainstream food safety into agricultural production if we want to really diversify our economy using agriculture as very stable tools and also have our own share of the export of both regional and international markets.
Lagos State Commission of Agriculture enjoined farmers to take advantage of the new ideas in order to improve on quality of their produce.
We still need to acquire and apply advanced technology to increase yield and make agriculture more profitable and apparently more attractive.
The event featured distribution of intervention materials to participants. Some of the recipients comment.
Agriculture is hard work and it needs a lot of information for you to succeed.
This is one of the programs that give farmers to really express what they have.
The sensitization program was organized by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development in collaboration with the Lagos State government.
And now to business news. Central Bank of Nigeria to sanction exporters over non-repatriation of forex proceeds as stakeholders identify development of a homegrown ICT sector as catalyst for economic growth and national development. Details of these and more on Business News with Abolade Salami.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on the Business News segment. In a bid to boost Nigerians' foreign exchange earnings, the Central Bank of Nigeria says exporters who fail to repatriate their forex earning within the approved period will be blacklisted from the banking system. The Acting Director of Corporate Communications, Isaac Okorafor, noted this while briefing Business News correspondents at the end of a bankers committee meeting in Lagos.
Failed to repatriate proceeds according to what the nation says.
Globally, the development of the ICT sector has been a veritable tool for advancing economic growth. Minister of Communication Adebayo Shitu says government is committed to increase investment in network infrastructure with a view to creating wealth. He added that so far over $60 billion has been invested in ICT since 2001 with a view to developing this sector.
We are determined to create a viable environment for digital economy, economic transformation by leveraging ICT, creating wealth and jobs as well as exiting recession. Increase availability of spectrum for mobile broadband in the knowledge that this will further drive growth.
Exporters in the non-oil sector have called on the federal government to address the various challenges confronting the sector.
Because things are not static and they are dynamic. So we really also have to align ourselves with the current realities and current challenges in the sector. And we are working very hard, seriously, to do that. but I am sure a lot of things are actually improving, as much as you have seen that the economy is improving.
Non-oil sector, is one sector that is renewable, and you can keep generating revenue from it, year in, year out.
And here's a quick look on the closing figures on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange.
Volume of shares traded at the close of Friday's trading stood at 367 million shares, valued at 3.7 billion naira, which exchanged hands at 3,773 deals, with an all-share index of 36,320.93 basic points, while the market capitalization closed at 12.5 trillion naira. Seplat, with 22 naira 49 kobo gain, led the table to close at 450 naira. MRS, with 1 naira 42 kobo loss, led the table, followed by CCNN, which depreciated by 3 kobo to close at 8 naira 36 kobo per share.
Stock market report ends our business news package for tonight. The news continues shortly. Please stay with us.
You're still watching NTA Network News. More reports ahead after this timeout. Stay with us.
Of course you are. And why not? With Glow Internet, built on Africa's largest wholly owned metro fiber network, the sky is, well, it is rather unlimited. Up is upbeat, seamless. Up is quick and easy access to all your favorite apps and entertainment. And there is no downside on a network committed to upping your fun and productivity. Get quick on your uptake, my friend, and upset the odds in your favor. Because on Glow, up isn't an upgrade. It is the upgrade. Going up?
Glow 4G LTE. These data plans are available to all new customers and existing customers who renew their plans. Dial *777#. Welcome to the new speed of life.
Where innovation begins. The Brain, LG Inverter Technology. Better performance. More energy savings. Now in the entire lineup at LG.
Dettol team is visiting schools to teach children how to protect themselves from diseases. Do you know how we get illnesses like diarrhea, cough, and cold? No! They are spread through germs on your hands. Your hands collect germs that causes diseases. You pick up germs from any surface, like when you don't wash your hands after going to the toilet, while playing. And then you can get sick because of germs. That's why you need to fight germs to stay healthy by washing your hands regularly with Dettol soap to protect from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Wash, wash, wash your hands. What you have to do is wash, wash, wash your hands. With Dettol soap every day. Wash, wash, wash your hands.
Kehinde suffers from indigestion. His twin Taiyi suffers from heartburn. Sometimes it's the other way around, or both. That's why they use Gaviscon Double Action. It soothes within 3 minutes and lasts for up to 4 hours. For double relief from heartburn and indigestion, Gaviscon Double Action.
Our last break beckons now. Foreign news and a quick look at the weather when we return.
Helen! Your kitchen gets 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
This also gets a 10. Should we see the toilet now?
Sure.
This gets just 1.
It is clean.
But not perfect 10.
Better than my detergent and bleach? Impossible.
Challenge? Try the new Apic 10X. Compared to bleach and detergent, Apic sticker formulation removes yellow stains times better, giving you a sparkling clean toilet.
Wow.
Now you also take that
Apic 10X challenge.
Also available in 200 ml pack.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of Made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
The production and distribution of counterfeit medicine and adulterated food products have negative impact on our health and economy as a whole. I urge all Nigerians to support NAFDAC in safeguarding our health.
We now join Salamatu in our Sokoto Network studio.
Many thanks, Ainde, and welcome to Sokoto. As the world marks Teachers' Day, teachers in Sokoto have called on government to provide solutions to challenges facing the teaching profession. Abdurrahman Usman Jibrila takes a look at some of the challenges facing the profession, which include unconducive learning environment and inadequate training for teachers. The report.
World Teachers' Day is a day declared by UNESCO, celebrated annually every 5th October, which is aimed at bringing together all stakeholders to reflect on ways to counter challenges facing the teaching profession. In Sokoto State, with government declaring state of emergency in the education sector for almost 2 years, some teachers whose opinions were sampled said they have not seen anything yet, as the situation is going down day by day. The chairman, Nigeria Union of Teachers, Sokoto State Chapter, Chika Medema Alkamawa, told NTA News that they are part of the committee on state of emergency on education and are hoping that the work plan so far submitted to the state government will solve the problems facing teaching and learning process in the state.
So it has now started. We wait and see to the end of it. We'll see what is going to be the result. End result of that.
And other incentives are also in place. There are all teachers, some teachers are on special teacher salary scale, like all those in the secondary school. We are working to harmonize teacher salary between basic education and secondary education.
Government and other stakeholders in the education sector are expected to accord the necessary social recognition to the teachers in view of the vital social role they play in nation building. In Sokoto, Abraham Usman Jibrila, NTA News.
It's time now to join Diba Bari in Port Harcourt Network Center.
Good evening and welcome to Port Harcourt. A youth group under the aegis of Niger Delta Non-Violence Youth Leaders Assembly has registered its displeasure over the alleged nefarious activities by the Special Anti-Robbery Squad SARS under the River State SARS Commander Akin Fakorede. Correspondent reports that the SARS command has, however, enjoined those with genuine evidence against his men to come forward with such evidence. With different inscriptions on their placards calling for the removal of SARS commander in River State, the protesters lamented the allegation of killings and activities by men of SARS against residents of the state.
We are not against the police force, we are not against the security agents. But what we are saying is that we have had series of complaints against SARS. His Excellency, the Governor of the River State, Chief Asaye Wike, has also made an allegation against SARS. What we expect is that the hierarchy of the police force, from the Inspector General of Police to the River State Police Command, should set up a unit to investigate this allegation.
I said police is your friend. I am here to ask, how is SARS our friend if they go around killing us, maiming us? The bloodletting is so much.
Meanwhile, the SARS commander Akin Fakorede has repeatedly said the command is open to constructive criticism.
Many of them are exaggerated. Some have come forward. We have investigated, and where there have been infractions, those affected have been punished.
And before we conclude NTA Network News, we want to remind you that you can watch the match between Nigeria and Zambia will be live on NTA Network Service tomorrow Saturday at 4:30 in the afternoon. Thank you for watching and good night.